Good morning, strangers. We are back playing Fabula Ultima. It has been like 5 months since we last played, maybe 6. It's been a while.
It can't have been that long, surely.
It was the January.
Okay, it's like 4 months.
Yeah, January 28th.
It wasn't that long, but not by
exactly
much.
3
Not
months.
by much.
We play quarterly.
We play quarterly. It's been a while because, I mean, some stuff happened and then also my hands broke, which was unfortunate. Not being able to use your hands does make it more difficult to, do stuff. However, I found solutions to solve a significant amount of that so we can actually do this again. When we last left off, and it has been a long enough time that I feel like we should have a collective reminder of the overall things that would happen. The party had been traveling around the eastern continent, where, once upon a time, Dr. Koei was from, or believed to have been from, and originated from. There have been machinations happening over here, with a reform council apparently recently taking power, merchants coming from here and acquiring strange goods, and a collection of behaviors that seem intended to produce unhappy outcomes to Telgard and its locale. They have investigated the eastern continent and found villages of missing people with strange spiritual creatures existent there. They have found a place in turmoil and reform, a overbearing military presence that is definitely on the outlook for them, as they are trying to find Minerva Tass, who was investigating this previously, but has since sent out an emergency alert. They are obviously now on the run from Telgard, being wanted for the attempted murder of the prince. They don't believe that they've done it, but who knows? As of this very moment, however, they have just assaulted one of the eastern continent's military forces, attacking their airship in the sky because it seemed to be tracking something, and they think that they were tracking Minerva. On that vessel, there was a number of troopers and an officer. The officer, on his final moments before going down, tried to release this powerful creature, which they'd seen once before in a cave while traveling, called a greyhound. Now, they're on a hostile ship, and they now have to deal with what they're going to do with the crew, what they're going to do with the equipment, what they're going to do with the ship. So,
all right.
What are you guys doing?
So we're not executing them. We're going to tie them up.
Okay,
and we need to try and talk to the captain.
Well, yeah, we need intel. We're really here for intel. But I would like to suggest we scuttle the ship once we have it.
Does it need to be scuttled?
Yeah, so it doesn't follow us.
What if we just had 2 ships for a time being?
I don't have the crew to manage 2 ships. Do you? Are you hiding it in your gigantic muscles?
Oh, I wish that I could crew this alone.
You are already operating on a very low.
I was wondering if it would be worth a cursory look to see if their ships run a little bit more automated than ours. It looks like there's a little bit more heavy machinery going on here. Maybe they have more resources available for just fighting things, and the ship can largely fly itself as long as someone's steering. If that's the case, it'd be pretty easy to just bring it along.
Okay,
if
so
not, I understand.
I'd like to suggest we only actively break one law at a time. I understand that we're passively breaking at all times the law right now as fugitives from, but we're not breaking a law here in this country of other than what we're doing right now with Minerva. Maybe we should just keep it to just that.
Just a technical question though. If we bring this ship back to Telgard, what kind of crime are we committing?
So
I would like to suggest that we would be creating an international incident that we'd like to avoid.
Yeah, we're turning a personal war into a country war.
Yeah, effectively, if Telgard recognizes you as, legally allowed to do this, then they are essentially complicit in an act of war.
Yeah.
Right.
If they
so it would
don't,
be best
then you are
if
pirates.
we were never here.
Well,
All right. Okay, well, if we scuttle the ship, we have to bring them with us, right? We're not just gonna blow them up on the ship.
Well, they presumably have like life rafts and shit. Like, I don't know. Like, this is a military vessel. They're not incompetent. We just won. Like,
Can't we just break their engines so that they don't move?
that's basically what I'm suggesting.
Oh,
the
okay.
only problem is that when you do that on an airship, what happens?
It results in a fireball hitting the ground.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So, I'm suggesting that we evacuate the crew, that essentially get intel while doing so, scuttle the ship, and leave without telling them anything about who we are.
Agreed.
all right.
And the
yeah.
lesser I say, the better.
Just as a
Okay.
general reminder, the general doctrines of war are that you don't execute people when they've surrendered. If someone loses a fight and is downed, confirming kills is generally considered very bad manners due to medical care in this world being sufficient that anything that doesn't outright kill you is generally survivable. So taking them like on board and scuttling their ship is probably not too dissimilar to what would happen in an environment if you were at war with each other.
I'm a paramilitary corporation that has no association with any nation that is currently on a mission to rescue a person who works for my client.
Yes. And what I'm saying is that by abiding by the general doctrines of war...
That is what we are doing. And so we are going to behave like professionals.
Yeah. And that is probably going to grant you some beneficial issues should this come to light in the future, because then you'll be less likely to be considered horrible criminal pirates that need to be executed.
Yeah.
Right.
So before I start smashing engines here, should we check below decks to see if they have any prisoners from Minerva's crew, or if she is on board?
Yes, we should
Yeah.
search the ship and evacuate people before we blow it up.
Yeah.
I'm volunteering to search the ship.
Lovely, we're all on the same page.
Flink, you go find out where Minerva went. You're the intel guy. I don't want to know what you have to do in order to find out.
Do you want me to come with you, Flink?
No.
No, he
I
wants me
don't
to
want
talk to
Peleus to go
people. He
with
doesn't
you.
want me to look around for additional information on the ship.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of information on this ship.
Yeah,
I believe you.
Information first, what you're thinking about second.
Okay.
Okay, so Flink,
Peleus and Silex are with me. We're gonna do the evacuation.
All right. I've had tortured people one too many
This
times
way,
now.
none of us see. We need plausible deniability for when Flink does Flink things. Okay,
Right. Yeah. No,
I'm
that
trying
makes
to
sense.
teach you guys how to do this right because we've been doing it wrong.
Okay. I will listen to you.
I'm starting to carry the unconscious soldiers and grouping them up together with the officer.
okay. So as you are taking the immediate combat military staff off the deck, Silex, you do notice that there are occasional, glances down from what would be the lookout tower off to the right of this area from some kind of stuff. They're clearly trying to decide what to do and to work out if the correct decision is to destroy the ship with you on it to stop you killing them all, or at least to stop you killing them all for free, as it were.
Yeah.
Or to go along with you guys to not die. Basically, they're trying to work out whether you're going to be compliant with the doctrines of war.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should openly tell them like we're not.
My shields have been put away, and I'm not like throwing these guys around. I am gently lifting them and carrying them.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
not attacking anyone,
And I am supervising from the side.
as Peleus does.
There we go.
Nice.
Now we
Why
can
don't
be
you
sure it
patch
gets
up
done.
people who need to be patched up? Why don't you do your little first aid kit, Peleus?
Ah, fine. Yeah, I'll take a first aid kit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go talk to someone who looks like they are informed.
Okay, so it's not going to take too long to get the troops across the way. As Gawain goes off to the right to approach, the various entryways to get up to the, command tower. Obviously, these locations would normally be like heavily barred, as such they are in this case. So there is effectively a barricade between you and getting access further, but not one that necessarily inhibits communication. So I assume you rap on the door to get someone's attention and to try and indicate that you want to communicate, not just blow the door open.
Yeah.
You get a moment of like what is clearly communication inside before someone responds with, "What are your intentions?"
Innocent? How many? Let me think about this. Relatively peaceful. We've no intent to, to hurt anyone, to kill anyone.
Relatively peaceful.
I mean, it's hard for me to be like, I'm super peaceful. I just fucking knocked out all these dudes. Like, I'm trying to be like, I would like to stop beating people up now.
Yeah. Not
the best
that makes
start,
sense.
I'll be honest.
Look, I don't normally do this sort of thing. That just chalk this up to me not really knowing what I'm doing.
There will be a little moment of discussion followed by, "Why did you attack us?"
Two things. One, you guys were definitely gonna attack us, so we just, hit you first. Second, we are looking for someone, and I'm pretty sure you have the most recent intelligence on where they are. So why don't you guys come out here and we'll talk, and we can settle this without further violence.
Love a good threat.
There'll be more communications behind the door, and then someone will pipe up and slightly more officially sounding, be like, "Do you intend to offer us protections under the doctrines of war?"
I haven't read that book, but yeah, basically.
You'll have to fill us in on the rules later.
I'm so glad Peleus isn't there.
This was intentional on Gawain's part.
Yeah.
We're patching up your men right now as we speak. We want them to be able to safely evacuate the ship. We have no intent of harming you and your people any further.
So as you say that, there's like a more extended period as you hear footsteps going upstairs. You can tell that they're quite heavy. You would presume ascending the lookout point of this thing. Silex sees someone glance over or look over from a defended position, seeming to examine just what exactly you're doing down there before running back down.
I give him a little wave.
I'm just putting plasters on people.
So, Gawain, from your external perspective, right, this is clearly the command area that you're facing, right? That's where you went to.
Yeah.
You hear what sounds like internal communications via a speaking tube or something, and then it is followed by slightly uncomfortably long wait time before a response. Followed up by a, "Under the formal doctrines of war, we are willing to surrender, on the understanding that all of the crew and captured military members will be offered safety."
We accept your surrender and your conditions.
You hear the slow noises of them unbarring and unfastening what was clearly a heavily secured door. Whatever this is on the other side, they put a lot of stuff in place, presumably as part of ensuring that you don't progress to the interior areas while fighting them. Now, while that's all going on, Flink, what are you up to?
I'm crafting some parachutes together.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
What's
what?
What's your?
Oh,
They
we don't know
probably
what
have-
Flink's plan is.
Have them, right? Like materials or just ready to go parachutes.
I mean, I'm between the various materials. You could probably get some arrangement of equipment for jumping off a vessel if that's your plan.
Well, I am not going to jump off a vessel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad that Flink and Gawain were really on the same page with deciding how to handle the soldiers.
Well, the
Well-
instruction was do what's necessary.
Yeah. I said, go
Nice,
get the
nice.
intel.
Definitely, everyone's on board. Nice. We like this.
Look, the
Okay, so-
implication was simply that if Flink needs to, like,
Yeah.
do some stuff to make someone talk, that he should, but
Yeah.
we don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Flink is our bad actor.
Right. So, Flink, you are able to, like, are you trying to gather enough for the entire crew? That might take a while.
No, just the captain and his 3 troopers. That's enough.
Okay.
Oh,
Just-
honestly, just for the 3 troopers would be enough.
So,
And the captain
okay,
needs
cool,
to be
cool,
awake at some point.
Cool. So that's actually easy. It takes you like minutes. There are like emergency provisions in place. This is a military vessel. There is some expectation that this thing will get shot and possibly crash.
Perfect. Well, I'm gonna equip the 3 troopers with those parachutes.
Okay, cool. So Peleus Silex, you obviously see Flink doing this, equipping the troops with these parachutes.
I thought Flink was gonna like go below deck.
Yep. So did I. I raised an eyebrow. Huh. Wonder what you're up to. I'm not thinking too hard about it. I'm more worried about the possible impending fight with the rest of the crew. I don't know if
I'm-
it's been successful.
I'm just assuming that he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, so do you want a hand?
If you have a good way to wake this captain back up, because apparently I'm going to talk to him.
Oh, yeah, I can slightly stun him awake.
I would, so Flink, just to be clear, there would be like an underdeck area for the engineering, and there's also the command area that Gawain's talking to. So there are going to be like engineers somewhere in the depths of the ship.
What does this have to do with what I'm doing?
I'm just letting you know that that's where all the people, because you're a sky pirate, you would know this. Like, I'm making sure you're well informed.
We didn't think you were gonna mess with these guys. We thought you were gonna go
Yeah,
downstairs
that's fine.
and
It's
find
fine. It's
someone.
fine. You can carry on like that. I'm totally fine with you carrying on like this.
But do your thing.
I misunderstood you. I thought you said get the information out of this guy.
I did basically say that. I just thought you would find
Additional
someone
guys.
lower in the ship.
Well,
who,
I
like,
wanted to
was
go, but I
giving
was
orders,
stopped.
Seemed more important, etc.
How are you stopped?
Well, I was told I should get the information out of this guy first before I go and find additional information.
Okay, I think I must have misled.
We're
There's
reading from
definitely
the
some
same book on
miscommunications, which is
different
great.
pages.
These guys are now going to get thrown off the ship. All right, Flink. These guys are parachuted up. The officer did get his face crunched in pretty bad by Silex.
Oh my
It
god.
might be a bit before he comes around, unless you want to expend some healing resources on him. A classic remedy would just solve the problem.
Perfect. Take my free IP.
Excellent. You bring the enraged officer back to consciousness, seeing his troopers on your vessel. You bring him into a semblance of awareness, and he eyes you suspiciously after you having forced this remedy down his throat.
Good morning, my good sir. My name is Langsam.
He just waits for you to carry on.
Well, I'm not the only one that's Langsam right now. I have a few questions. You were looking for the Telgat ship, possibly?
He nods, acquiescing the point, not feeling that that's a particularly hidden fact.
Do you not speak?
I can.
Ah, look at that. Perfect. Good. See, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt your troops.
When you say that, he looks at the troops, who are all currently on the floor, half dead.
I don't want to hurt you anymore. Is that better?
I mean,
any
technically, I
more than
guess.
necessary to get the information that I am looking for. How about that? Does that satisfy you?
I've had torture resistance training.
Well, you might have, but these guys, maybe not.
He narrows his eyes sternly at you.
Flink is so evil.
See, this is how we are going to do it. I equipped your guys with parachutes. And if I don't like your answer, I'm gonna throw one of them off the ship. I don't know how good your parachutes are. I just guess we're going to wish them good luck on the way down.
Okay, cool. So I just want to point out, this is happening parallel to Gawain trying to tell the other people over there, hey, no, it's cool, you can come out, we won't hurt you.
Yeah. This is why I was laughing when this all started.
Oh, this is going to be so good. Okay.
While this exchange is going on, and I've like bandaged these guys up and make sure they're all like stable, I'm uninterested in this conversation over here. So I'm gonna go up to Gawain and ask if things are going well and if I should go below decks to try and find engineers, support personnel who need help being evacuated, being told what's going on.
Hey, Flink, we actually agreed to not do this just now.
Wait, what? We're not throwing people off the ship?
No, I just told them we wouldn't do that.
What? My plan.
He was going forensic.
Sorry, I know it seemed like a pretty good plan. I think that guy was definitely going to tell you what we wanted to know, but you know, it is what it is.
I had it all planned out. You know how we have those things that let us fly? I was like going to take him back somewhere where he can't see his troops, and then was going to pretend I'm kicking his soldiers off, and now
I know.
No, we're not doing that.
It was such a good idea. It was such a good idea, Flink. And maybe we'll use it again another time.
Give you a good consolation
Thank
pat.
you, Peleus.
But I think partial terms of the surrender was basically that they were going to tell me roughly what I wanted to know.
Wait, is this surrender official if the officer didn't surrender?
The guys who give that guy orders are in the ship.
Oh, maybe I should talk to them.
It's cool. I'm doing that now.
Oh, okay, I guess I'm just going to.
But just ask him. Just ask him nicely this time.
All right. Sorry, Mr. Officer, so I'm not going to torture you or your soldiers. Could you please tell me what you were doing here?
The emotional whiplash.
Look, I like to imagine that this guy just got bad cop, good cop by the same guy. And that it's gonna work.
The officer is going to look at his men, look at Silex and Gawain, look back at Flink, and then say, we had a dual purpose mission. We were intended to patrol the area, search for a Telguard ship, and deploy the Greyhounds. He gestures with his chin towards the two cages as instructed.
Deploy them? For what?
I think his purpose was to brutally kill us and maim us and torture us.
I don't know
the
if they were
shoes
going
on
to
the other
torture
glove
us.
now.
To be fair, they seem pretty civilized.
Are you, sir?
Going to torture you? No.
Well, good.
I mean, obviously not. How could he?
No, I mean,
Anyway, sounds like we're looking for the same person. We are not part of the Telguard military, but we are looking for the young woman you've been chasing after. Can you tell us anything else?
He's clearly considering how he should answer this. And then we'll say, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I'm walking by because clearly the whole party is now invested in talking
Yeah,
to him.
looking
and
at Flake, looking at the parachutes.
Like, I left you unsupervised for 5 minutes, and this is what you did.
Okay.
But as I walk by, I hear him talking about the releasing the Greyhounds, and I ask, "Do the Greyhounds have an ability to find things that you guys wouldn't otherwise be able to?"
You can tell that the officer is being very guarded about what they say, in that they'd like to, just from the simple interactions here, that collectively, you kind of understand, like, he doesn't want to tell you anything he doesn't think you already know, right?
Yeah.
Which is natural, right? Like, that's his job. And they will respond with the statement of, they are used for scouting.
How was this Greyhound going to track an airship?
You would have to ask the scientists that constructed it.
Are there any on board?
No.
Well,
No,
then how
no.
do you plan on using them?
I presume that they work like they give you a complete vacuum machine and it just runs without you having to know how it works.
That is amazing technology. Can we steal it?
We already tried that once.
Yeah.
Fine, fine, fine.
If you would like to unhook the mechanism by pressing the button, you are more than welcome to.
That
Everyone
sounds
apart from Peleus realizes that this is a thinly veiled, like, if you'd like to turn it on to attack, you go ahead. Peleus
even
is
Peleus
probably like,
gets that.
oh, okay, Peleus gets that as well.
Yeah, even Peleus isn't that dumb.
All right, well, I'm going to go see if there's anyone below decks who hasn't heard what's going on. I'm going to see if I can be useful. I'll see you guys later.
Silex, as you go to head to the underdeck area, there is a slight listing of this vessel, the vessel you are on, relative to the Hammercop. Like, you notice the vessel just start to slightly tilt.
I look over the edge. Is anything falling from the ship?
Nothing seems to be falling from the ship yet.
Well, unless there's
Like put parachutes on all those guys, so now they can try and dump us off the ship.
24 guy, free.
Silex, you go below decks to, I presume, the engineering area of what you can find.
Just like walking down hallways, knocking on doors, telling people to abandon ship.
You fairly quickly find a group of what are clearly non-combatants. They're clearly more engineer types. You can tell by the fact that they're not carrying guns, and don't have like holsters and whatnot, and instead are holding a couple tools in hand where necessary. As you encounter them, they kind of look on you with a little bit of suspicion, and one of them approaches and says, the commanding officer said we were surrendering.
Unless there's someone else in a big hat stepping out of the bridge issuing that order that I don't know about.
We already received the order, so you can tell it's more of a question of like, what do you want us to do? Like, we are surrendering. We would like to receive instructions to not die.
Yeah, just go to the other ship.
Right. They start making their way up towards the upper deck. You would also note, Silex, you tower over these guys perhaps more than usual.
So they're all like much shorter?
Not necessarily much shorter, but they're definitely like lighter builds in general.
Okay.
Like, the problem is, like, you're used to being bigger than most people. So when someone's a little bit shorter than average, they're a lot shorter than you, right?
Okay, I got it. I thought that you were trying to imply that they were like not human.
No, they're definitely humanoids.
No, okay.
They're just like they're just a little bit shorter than average. But they make their way to the top deck. Gawain, you see a bunch of engineer-looking folk heading towards the top deck. I assume you tell them to get over to the other side of the ship. As they are heading over to you, Gawain, you now notice that the other vessel, the vessel that Silex is on, is now definitely, like, there's definitely a lilt to this. Like, it's a pronounced drop on the far side of that vessel.
Do I care? Like, I maybe stupid way back. Like,
is it concerning yet?
What does that mean to me?
Well, considering
I'm stupid.
that you are like static and upright, and that's falling away in such a point where the part where your two vessels are connected is at the same height and the far side is decreasing in height, it could be that they're no longer generating enough lift to stay completely aloft.
Is there anyone over there? Or is this happening because they all left?
Good question. They appear to be happily proceeding to get onto your vessel as instructed, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're not making a fight of it or anything.
I might hurry up, guys. This looks like the ship's about to fall out of the sky.
They did something. What we would like to do, I guess, is break the line.
Yeah, the connections.
Okay.
Once everybody's over here, I guess.
Like, it's up to you when you break it. You could break it while Silex is still under deck if you like.
We could, yeah. We definitely could. Somebody has to jump off of a parachute, maybe. But we could also wait for Silex. I could also run over.
Flink really wants someone to jump off.
I do. And
all right.
Search for Silex to get him back.
I'll go get Silex. And then I'll fly us both back.
Oh, right.
Nice.
You can do that.
Nice.
Okay, you know what? I'm going into a corner. And I'm going to stay there until somebody needs me.
Got it.
Oh, poor Flink.
I need you.
Oh?
Okay, so Gawain,
so actually, you
said,
guys need to manage this while I'm gone. But yeah.
So Gawain, you said you were telling them to break the lines. You were going to go collect Silex, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Flink, Peleus, I'm assuming you guys are breaking the lines. You
Sure.
realize that the lines have gone incredibly taut. Flink, you are like 90% certain that the vessel opposing you is sinking. As of right now, it is sinking.
Yeah, that doesn't come as a surprise. If I was on the other ship, by the way, I would have noticed immediately. Just saying.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's what you noticed earlier, that like listing of the vessel.
Frank
right?
would have just jumped.
Yeah, no worries.
And Ninja pirated his way up the side like a cat.
Gawain, you don't run into any issues getting to Silex. Silex, once Gawain says, hey, the ship's sinking, you suddenly realize that the reason everything felt so weird while you were down here was not because you're very large in a small space, but actually because the space is like now the ground is at like 15 degrees off from where you expect it to be. And you just couldn't tell because you had no frame of reference for your balance.
I'm just that big that I'm wedged in the hallway, so I don't feel the effects of gravity.
Yeah, exactly. You don't quite get it because you got no sense of reference. It gets weird sometimes. It's not an issue for Gawain and Silex to get out of here, quite frankly. Once the lines are cut, however, there is a sudden judder.
Yeah.
As you realize, yes, this ship is definitely falling.
All right, time to go.
Gawain, Silex, you leave readily. Gawain, you fly on the shield, taking Silex with you out of any nearby hatch, safely returning to the vessel. No problem, no concerns.
Now, I really thought that we were going to have to do something to the engines to make that happen. Why did it start going down on its own?
No idea. Hopefully, hopefully this one will do the exact same thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I'm slightly confused. I'm slightly concerned that it might just start working as soon as we get far enough away from it. We could maybe set fire to it a little bit.
Guys, I really would like to actually do what we're here to do.
Okay.
okay, so the vessel slow crashes into the ground. Clearly, they disabled something. You're fairly certain it won't be functional immediately, even if they were to immediately recrew the thing. They'd probably have to rebuild half the hull.
I mean, that solves that problem.
So you basically have a bunch of engineers and a couple military guys and a couple officers on your deck, mostly held at gunpoint. All of them are not visibly armed.
I'm going to instruct.
Barbara,
No. Yes, also Barbara, but
the other one.
Barrett,
Barrett.
Emmon Barrett.
Yeah.
Almost
Silas is
working
our
our way through
engineer
all
friend.
of them.
You instruct Emmon Barrett to land the ship, and you tell all these guys to get off the ship.
Yeah.
And to keep the parachutes.
Yeah.
So
Apologies for my misunderstanding. I wasn't going to throw you off the ship and let you die.
it's fine. Flink, your general understanding is that these guys probably did something to the ship to make it crash with the idea that you wouldn't be able to steal their ship because that is a incredibly valuable military asset.
It's a good idea.
Unfortunately.
The fact that you didn't have a crew able to do that is not necessarily something that was in their maths.
I mean, it was definitely a risk. So that, I mean, when you look at Flink, he really radiates some kind of confidence that tells you this guy could fly the ship by himself. So you need to be wary of that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, right. Like they were like, "Oh, this man could probably do it all by himself. We can't let him take our shit. We need this shit."
Yeah, exactly.
So
I feel like most of our dudes radiate that kind of confidence. Except
you
me.
land the Hammercop and basically drop them off the ship, which is honestly completely within bounds for prisoners of war you can't take care of. It will probably be like multiple weeks of walking like as a group before that they can really get any help. It is possible they'll be picked up by a patrol before then, especially if something gets sent out for search and rescue.
I mean, yeah, I find it hard to believe that they will not get help.
Well, we plan to be gone out of the country within weeks' time, so
Yeah, I'm just letting you know you have between some days and some weeks before your conspicuousness will be maximum, right?
Mm-hmm.
right.
So anyway, we need to find step 2 is find Minerva. Pretty sure we're in the right place. They were going to use their hound thing, their greyhounds, to try and find them.
Yes.
So if they were going to use a ground-based scout to try and track them, I think they know the ship's already crippled and otherwise just hidden in the trees. Otherwise, there's no way. There's no way that deploying a ground scout would help.
Minerva's ship isn't a small vessel, though. Like, could you hide it here?
I mean, Minerva can do a lot of things. I'm sure she could hide it anywhere.
And that's a fair point.
Okay.
So, actually, as you are taking off from deploying these troops on the ground, you basically tell them to get off and point them in the direction of what is probably a township and say, walk that way, right? That's your rough instruction. They probably won't die on the way. As you're taking off, you're like maybe 50 to 100 meters above the ground, and you hear a distinctive and like very unnatural noise for this area. that sounds like a set of 4 gunshots in quick succession. But they do say they sound strange. They're definitely higher caliber than a standard rifle, because otherwise you wouldn't be hearing them from all the way up here so easily of the sound of movement.
What is it reminiscent of?
It reminds you of the sound of the linear driver, the large cannon on the back of the Greyhound you fought in the cave.
So they're firing up at us from down there.
You
Either
are,
that-
as of the immediate moment you hear it, unsure whether you're being fired up at from the ground, whether it's firing at something else, or what. If you want to try and track that noise or try and work out where it was, that's where you're going to have to start providing solutions and suggestions.
Did the ship already crash?
Their ship has crashed. Their ship crashed several minutes ago.
So if we're not immediately being hit by whatever those sounds are, and if we like move out of the way and we still don't notice anything other than sound off in the distance, maybe that's where we should go first.
Yeah,
Should.
I think no matter what, we should address the source of the sound.
Understood. How do you intend to track that noise? Like, you've heard it once. Are you using a specific methodology to track that, or are you just kind of clicking and hoping, as it were?
Is it?
I
You
mean,
said that
step
there
one
was,
is do we hear it again?
yeah.
I would like to check specifically the area around where the ship crashed and maybe look for... Because I'm assuming if those are greyhounds running around, they probably leave behind some track, because those are
Okay.
some bulky machines.
And you're searching around the ship because you think maybe it's the Greyhound that crashed?
Maybe they got released in the crash, because they're
Understood.
pretty sturdy. So they could just be unleashed, and they might have still got their orders, assuming they are machines or something. Maybe they already found something.
You head to the area where the ship crashed, which is like a little bit away from where you dropped off the troops, because, you know, you didn't want them being able to ascertain exactly where it was. At the very least, you want them to spend like a day or two scouting on the ground before they can find it, right?
Yeah.
So you head towards this vessel, this crashed vessel, and as you come upon it, I assume you're traveling fairly low, so you can keep a good eye on the ground.
Sounds good. And I also have probably binoculars, telescope, something.
He's
Right,
got
right,
his.
absolutely.
You got a spyglass. Flink
No, actually,
absolutely
it's
has a
integrated in my
spyglass.
mask. No, never mind. I forgot about
Oh yeah,
that.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
Your
integrated.
vice.
Yeah, he's got
Exactly.
2 glasses.
Okay, so using that, you examine and you manage to see the crash ship, and you see the Greyhound in its cage. I say in its cage. It appears to have been impaled by a tree entirely.
Ah.
So
Handy.
that thing is offline.
Well, that's a cool track.
You do note that there is overall significant damage to the ship in totality. Now that you've closely examined it, this thing isn't moving until they get an entire repair crew out here. It's probably worth getting a repair crew out here still. Like, it's not worthless, but it will need an entire repair crew.
I mean, as long as I forgot the name of it, the official name,
The arc coils.
is still intact. Yeah.
Yeah,
As long as
exactly.
they're intact, there's a lot of worth in it. Right. But not our concern. That track, guys. New ideas.
You do hear another set of 4 gunshots, this time closer.
Okay.
Well, somebody with good ears, get onto it. That's not my...
So, we've only heard it twice. At this point, I'm starting to count in my head, and I want Flink to tell Barrett to fly due. Where was the sound coming from relative to us?
It's hard to track,
Silex is Boy Scouting.
so it would probably be from the position you're in, somewhere in 180 cone in front of you.
Okay, perfect. Fly due east, and I'm going to see how long it takes for us to hear it again and see if the position changes.
Okay. Understood.
Yep.
I love how no one's just gone, hey, I'd like to roll to see if I can just identify the accurate direction.
Nah. Who needs
No.
dice?
This is not D&D.
Nobody wants to roll a dice. And they're like, no, I'm going to work this out. You travel due east, and a minute or so later, you hear another set of 4 shots. And this time they seem more distant.
So now we want to adjust course. We want to head. Is it more west or more north?
More north.
Okay. So give the heading of north-northwest and start heading back.
Right. I'm going to relay those instructions from Silex to Barrett.
I'm
Such a
tracking
good
the dead
cat.
reckoning in my head. So that's fun. You start heading in that direction, and I think actually you just end up flying into it,
Nice.
or at least basically
it,
flying
what?
into the point of interest. So you start flying in that direction, and you come across an opening or a change in the terrain on the ground level. Again, you're flying really low, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that there's like a slight thinning of the vegetation and whatnot here. And you see in that area what seems to be a kind of stone plateau with some damaged buildings on top of it. From the immediate distance, you can't tell, all the specifics. There's a lot of like tree vegetation and whatnot in the way, but it kind of opens up. You see like the ridges of a couple buildings and an area of stone or cleared ground in the area. You are at this juncture probably minutes away by travel. You would have to travel to this location, land and or similar, or you could use another means to get there. Up to you.
We can't see the source of the noise yet. We just know that it's like coming
it's a
from
cluster
here.
of buildings. If it's down there, like the Greyhound was pretty tall, but it's not like taller than a building.
It's not going to stick out. Okay. How do we want to play this? Do we want to land outside of town and go through the buildings, or are we going to be a little more conspicuous about this and potentially present ourselves as a target?
I think there's a lot of value in speed here.
Yeah.
At this point, like I wouldn't even say we were under the radar, but like we've now failed at the stealth part of the mission, and now the best stealth is to be gone when like they get here. You know what I mean?
I think that's a fair assessment.
So maybe we just like go in.
Okay, we go in. We get ready to drop as soon as we find what we're hoping to find. We drop and we give the order to have them circle around, wait for flares.
Yeah. I mean, it's the standard thing, right? And we know it's going to be fast, probably fast down and fast up. Like we're trying to find people.
Yep.
Right.
All right. I'll go get the lines
We might
ready.
even need a landing zone now that I think about it. Like it might be a lot to try and get, depending on how many people are left.
Yeah.
Might be a lot to try and rope them up.
Yeah, we'll figure that out when we get there.
But it's something we might want to look for places.
Yeah.
To potentially land as we go.
Okay, so you accelerate onwards. Now that you've got like a specific location, Barrett is able to actually full throttle for the few moments he needs to get to that location. Pins the throttle. You are accelerating fast enough that you can feel that kind of gentle pressure of acceleration on you as the wind hits with the high pressure, pushing you backward.
Feels great with the wind in my face. Flink was right. We should do this more.
You push hard to get to this location. You're able to come up and it slowly starts to creep out of the vegetation around here. And as you now get like a more proper look at it, it is somewhat strange. there is there's a stone, a stone square, roughly. And then out of this stone square, there are raised sections with like a building or two on them. It seems to be predominantly a wood construction building. But the thing that is very strange is that at various points during through this like stone plinth area, there are just entire what seems to be trees that have just grown through this, but they're dead. The trees are clearly dead. There's no life on them whatsoever. As if they've been killed or burnt or charred. They've just forced their way out from underground at some point, and it leads to a ragged arrangement of stuff where there's just terrain all about the place and buildings half forced through as stuff has grown out of them, and just spikes and jutted points everywhere.
Does it look like a war zone, or is it just overgrowth?
Wouldn't explain the dead trees.
If the trees had been weapons, you could see it as a war zone.
Okay.
But that would be strange, to say the least.
We've seen weaponized plants before. It's not the biggest
Yeah.
in the world.
It would be quite unusual.
I'd be curious to the spirit here, that's all.
So, as you approach on this area, you hear the gunshots once again, now close. They are definitely somewhere in this area, somewhere in this like arrangement of buildings. You can wire down immediately and start exploring on foot, which is probably going to be the easiest way to actually try and find something, but obviously it's going to expose you to risk. Or try and scout out from the sky, which means you've probably got less risk of, accidentally getting ambushed by something, but it's going to take longer to find stuff because of all of the jagged terrain and whatnot, making it actually quite difficult to search from the sky.
I look to Gawain.
Or you could use some other kind of sensor or function or abilities to try and detect stuff if you like. I don't know what you would have, but
yeah.
I don't know what we would have either. Suggestion, I could go in alone first. And then signify once either I'm dying or everything's clear.
Smart.
So what's the goal? Like, why alone rather than together?
I don't know. It sounded like it's dangerous, possibly.
I mean, what are you going to come back and tell us it's dangerous and we're going to say,
no,
better
I'm
not.
going to stay down there. I'm just going down first, and then you can, depending on where I signal.
I'm more just implying, I think we're lead up into the danger anyway.
Just hell life into it.
Yeah, we may as well be together, right? You make a fist,
okay,
right?
Okay, so as a group, you sling down the wire launcher, the wire, and slide down it. Pretty much the moment you touch down from the wire, you hear another set of shots close by, like on the opposite side of a building, maybe.
Baller.
Directed at us?
Doesn't seem to be directed at you yet.
That's
but
good.
There was shots on the immediate other side of the building.
Let's approach.
I pull some shields out of the ground. We are close.
And I walk very closely behind Silex.
I didn't think it would be this soon. We were going to be fighting one of these again.
Well, it might be.
Yeah, it's only been 4 months.
Not for our characters, it hasn't been.
Okay, so
I wonder if it'll be different.
You start rounding this building, and you hear an immediate second sequence of shots. The second sequence of shots slams into the building, but the sound is like just distorted. So you round this corner, and the Greyhound is slamming fire into this building, and every time it does so, just strange things happen to it. It's like it's hitting stuff and then being unwound, or it's hitting something and then just being deflected at the last moment. Even the light, as you look at this building, seems to slightly wobble or shimmer. However, once it sees you on the ground, turning around the corner, well, it's got something far more interesting to shoot at.
Hooray. Attracting unwanted attention again.
Oh, I know. Too attractive.
The lights bouncing off your shimmering coat.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys remember about this thing? What I remember is that it resists physical damage, but I don't think it had an actual elemental vulnerability.
It had like a toggle. There's a toggle mechanic here where it's like it's either absorbing electric or weak to it.
So the previous one had a toggle mechanic where it switched modes whenever the electricity happened. However, this one is clearly in a distinctly different configuration. As you can see on its back, it no longer has the large singular cannon, but 4 smaller weapons.
Yeah. Looks suspiciously like an anti-air setup.
I'm not going to quick assess it. I don't think we're going to learn anything new.
For a greyhound, it looks more like a cat, which makes me question the engineer's justice. Justice? I don't know.
Look,
Judgment?
they don't get outside very often. It's just
I
vaguely
couldn't-
animal.
I couldn't
Yeah.
think of a cool cat-based name, and the Greyhound was like a placeholder name, so
Panther?
it was just, like, it was
I think it's a lovely name. I think you should blame the engineers in the Empire and not yourself.
All German tanks.
party actions.
All right. I'm going to use elemental weapon, and I'm going to go with... We're going to go with ice today. We don't normally use ice.
Nice.
Hopefully it'll just do the way it's supposed to. Hell yeah.
You hit effectively.
Okay.
Yeah.
Panopticon
I didn't think I could
triggers.
super effective, but I'm pretty
Ooh.
sure just shooting it's resisted.
When
So
hit by an attack, the attackers becomes locked.
As you strike this thing, though, that set of 4 cannons immediately snaps its aim towards you. It is hard locked on your personage, Gawain.
willpower down. Got it.
As you can imagine, having that thing pointing at you is not good for your mental health.
I'm at that sweet, sweet D4 willpower.
Jeez. I think actually you can only go down to D6. So
Oh, you
Oh,
can't
no.
go lower than the 6?
yeah, that I do believe
Oh,
that's
okay.
the case.
Well, then I'm immune to your. I'm too dumb to be afraid.
I'm too weak-willed to be any more vulnerable to your
Yeah.
tricks.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Okay. In that case, so Gawain's action shot it. It's the Greyhounds. It has a property. It will always try to attack the locked target, if at all possible. And its first attack of the round is this thing.
And if that's going to connect, y'all know what's coming. We blocked that.
I guess it's fair.
So,
No, bad cat.
Silex blocking that attack does mean that it doesn't get to chain it another 3 times.
Oh! I see. Interesting.
As you can see, managing the Tetrafusel will be the key component of this fight.
Yeah.
And the lock stays. So you are still locked. Gawain is currently the locked target. Party
So
actions.
I think the right move here is either to have Silex go and get the lock onto him here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. And I'll get my cover back if it has a way of bypassing its lock-on effect, which it probably does. So I
You
will...
might want an elemental weapon.
That's what I'm doing, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to elemental weapon, targeting ourselves here. Boink. And we are going to go earth on our shields. Let me
And then
It was not hit by an attack. So Panopticon does not trigger.
You know what? I
Fine.
think this is actually a good time. I'm
You can
going
leave it on
to
me.
wait. Sorry, did you
I
have
said
a
you
plan?
can leave it on me. It's not like leaving it on Peleus.
Yeah, I think this was actually a decent time for me to try and use a to invoke a bond to re-roll here, being a guardian, and I would like the giant scary gun to be pointing at me instead of my
Absolutely
friends.
understandable. I'm
So I
I'm
will-
on board with that.
There we go.
Nice. That is a hit. You deliver 20 damage. You are now locked. You take the minus willpower. It will take its next initiative action, and it will use the lock-on action on Peleus.
Oh crap.
Ooh, okay.
It's cheating.
Well,
okay, see, I
okay.
figured this would happen.
No, it's fine. Does it always do it in this order? And if it does, we can manage it.
Yeah, it's
Peleus,
okay.
you now have willpower minus. Click that on the sheet as appropriate. Is now Peleus or Flink's action.
I can't condemn it.
It is a
Can I?
construct, so no.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna do a quick summoning on Kekapu.
So you are making this a cheap summon.
Yes, so I should have 11 points left.
Cool, which means it is the Greyhound's action next, and it is going to use the smash action on Peleus, as that is the locked on target.
We're going to do our thing again.
Yeah.
Bam! Protect. Does that hit you, or do you have 60?
No, it does not.
That's disgusting.
And
Like,
I just wanna
that's a
make
that's a
sure-
very good roll. Okay, this is
Yes,
a
it
very
is.
big roll. Very big roll. No result. Big roll. No result.
I really need to work on my defense. It's a whopping
Nah,
8
just trust
points now.
Silex.
Yeah.
I am your defense stat. Don't worry about it.
Yay!
Flink, it's your turn.
I guess this all went pretty well. I can't remember trying my attacks, so I am going to just feel this out and just attack with both. 1 strike, 2 strikes.
Nice. So, both your Direx's spines and the Death of Fuda hit. The Direx's spines embed in the joints, and you realize that a construct, a robot, probably not going to care about poison.
Figured, but I needed a reminder.
Understood. The Death of Fuda, however, given your previous interactions,
That way
vulnerable
around.
to light damage. Effective.
Okay. Now I know what to do.
As the magics of the Afuda worm their way into whatever animalistic animus is projecting this thing's machinations. Party actions.
That's Kawaii energy for sure.
All right, Ismi, gotta get Protect back online, so I'm gonna run up to it and slam into its head.
If it
Nice.
goes in its order, then this is correct, I guess, because it'll attack next turn.
Oh, did the lock-on not switch to Flink after Flink hit it?
Oh, my bad, Flink. You are correct. I do need to track that. It has retargeted lock on to Flink.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that the lock-on skill didn't like make that permanent, and I will attack. Hiya! There we go.
Okay, it's now locked onto you.
Witness me.
I'm gonna be real with you. You guys probably don't need to track the willpower minus. I don't think it actually has any mechanical effect in this fight. So I'm just gonna track
Oh.
whoever's targeted.
Okay. I'm also in Gawain's boat, and my willpower is 6, and it has no effect on me.
I figured. Which means which means it is the Greyhound Tetrafusil. That's what the TF stands for. And it is going to use its Tetrafusil on the locked on target Silex. This does give it +4 to the attack. So that is actually a
Silex and
16.
I are Willmaning. It's the
Yeah.
newest thing.
So does
Maxing is so old school.
Yeah.
It's all about minning now.
this is this is a ranged attack, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it sucks. However, I would point out it is a ranged attack.
Oh, did it hit? I thought it didn't.
No.
It did hit. It gets a +4 when it's locked on.
Oh,
+4
I see.
on the accuracy, not on the damage.
Yes.
On the accuracy,
Correct.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Silex is about to take like 4 damage or whatever, but this would be a good
Ninpo Hiki no Yaiba Jutsu. You're right.
Yeah, there you go.
Up to you.
No, I'll just do it immediately.
Okay, cool. You use Ninpo Haiken no Yaiba Jutsu. As the attack goes in, you use an Ofuda, I presume.
Makes sense. It's effective.
Use an Ofuda to slightly twist its accuracy, allowing Silex to deflect it off its shield. As such, it now becomes a miss. It cannot repeat its attacks.
All right, I'm gonna pulse.
Nice. You do 20 bolt damage to the target.
Yeah, Hilaire just pulse all over him.
Yeah, all in his face.
It is going to lock onto Flink.
It's doing a different order, right, than last time?
Tetrafusil,
No, I
lock
did the
on,
same.
smash.
Okay.
Same order.
I can go.
Well, I guess I was trying to figure out if we want me to try and take the smash.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I can go. I can take the smash. That's not a problem.
Okay.
I can just guard myself.
Nice.
Smart.
I need to do this anyways.
The Greyhound
Guarding.
attempts to smash Flink
Flink is so smart.
and
So
misses.
smart. Misses anyways.
Nice.
Now all I have to do is just shoot him every turn. Sick.
Jesus fucking Christ, man. What the
That
fuck
is
that?
that is my max if I'm not doing, you know.
I know, but like, that's a big maximum. Okay?
It is.
That scares me. Like, that's the kind of shit a villain should be doing to a player, right?
Yeah, it's kind of wild how fast you can get there with a sharpshooter or a weapon master if you're
Yeah.
trying. But I mean, like, if you don't care about MP, watching Elementalist go burr is really funny too.
I've seen it. It's terrifying.
Yeah. I think you have
Oh.
Cat doing it in your game, and I have Grunt doing it in my other game.
I watched Cat kill 3 enemies in one turn, just be like, boop, fuck off. And then they were gone.
Yeah, just like you've identified a weakness, and now like you're just gonna do 50 damage to 3 people. You're like, oh, okay.
They were undead, so we already knew it was going to be a light damage weakness, right?
Yeah, very normal.
All right, party actions.
So if it wants to shoot first, it's actually better for me to absorb it if it's not locked onto me.
Okay, so it's better for me to eat it then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll attack.
You attack, you deal significant damage. It's in crisis, because the crisis symbol doesn't come up. If it's in crisis, everyone knows it's in crisis.
Mhm.
Gawain has acted. It's locked onto Gawain. The Greyhound will now use its Tetrafusil to try and shoot the hell out of Gawain.
Roll a 12. It will roll a 12.
Remember to add
Wow.
4 to that, so that's actually
9 plus 4
9,
is
10,
13.
11, 12.
Okay, that's actually an amazing roll, but Silex does have to take it for me.
Okay. We
By
roll
1.
in, seeing that that was going to be a problem, and we say, you're fine.
The first hit strikes Silex, and I guess that also means that it actually becomes a 9 because it's striking Silex, who isn't locked on, right?
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, yeah, that's the other funny part.
Exactly.
That's what Side was getting at. Where like it's better for Gawain to eat a
I've
like an
underestimated
11
once
plus
again
4.
how good Protect is.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
even if it was getting the +4, it wouldn't matter.
I mean, yeah, but like
Right.
with a +4, it's like, oh, this is probably going to do decent. This is
You
probably
need
gonna
the
do well.
12. You'd need exactly what you had before or better.
Yeah.
12, but I mean, like 12 isn't that high, you know, if you're rolling 10 plus 10.
Okay,
It's like
so
45% of the time or something like that.
Greyhound has acted. It's shot the fusil. It is party members' actions. Flink, Peleus, Silex, you can act.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna discharge my retaliation bonus, and I'm gonna punch it in the face.
Cool. Nice. Good. Cool. I'm
gonna pull its head off.
Cool. Silex is just like takes this hit and is like bah, 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 bah. Just beating the shit out of this thing. All right. It's counteraction. Silex, it locks onto you. It just technically it just remains locked onto you, I guess.
Yeah.
And spends MP to do that because I am. That's the life that it leads, where I have to spend MP not to lock somebody else when I want to remain locked onto you. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Robot doing robot things.
Flink Peleus actions.
I'm gonna pulse in its face.
Okay. Technically not an attack, so it doesn't hit, I think. Yeah, you just damage just occurs.
Right, yeah.
That's part of the beauty of Kakapo is he doesn't
Yeah.
care about your stats. He just does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Panopticon is specifically when hit by an attack, no hit has occurred. You just damage just happens.
It's like
That's
bad
cool.
weather. He's just getting struck by lightning.
Yeah.
To be fair, if he was using my stats, he'd be bad.
What's he gonna do? Attack your Pokemon? You can't do that.
Oh dear. Silex, prepare to get smashed. Hopefully.
I'm so ready.
Never mind.
Oh,
never
you
mind. Never
you
mind.
fool.
Never
You
mind.
absolute
Never mind.
baboon.
Never mind. Never mind. Oh fuck! I forgot you can counter hit.
You took my card.
I'm going to finish this. Never through that.
Oh my.
Holy
Yeah. You finished it. You finished it.
What
It's
the
dead.
beans?
Yeah, I guess we kind of knew this was coming. Like it's shocking every time.
Yeah.
I like to imagine it's like Silex hit that counter hit. It's like slightly, trying to restabilize that, and it doesn't even know that Flink's right next to it, and just slaps the Afuda on its forehead, and it just burns whatever counts for a soul out of this thing.
You know, the funniest thing about this all is preparing this heals me currently for 12 HP.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
That's
silly.
vile.
Flink is a combo deck. Like it's like you're like, what are we doing here? And then you watch it go off, and you're like, ah,
Oh.
nice.
Why is he just standing there? Oh shit! So Flink, you burn the soul out of, or what passes for a soul out of whatever exists on this greyhound. It is now motionless on the ground. I was unable to successfully hit the party one time.
Yep.
Look, it happens to the best of us.
I was a little bit worried when I created this creature. I was like, ooh, if they don't manage this really carefully, like, because if that Tetrafusil happens when Silex doesn't have Protect available, that kills the Peleus.
It does.
Does.
Yeah. Can escalate.
We saw it once, and we were like, okay,
Never again.
Okay.
Okay, let's not let that happen. Let's be
As it
careful.
turns out, Silex is really good at just not letting things happen.
Okay, so you've defeated the Greyhound. There is the building that it was shooting in, which was behaving very strangely. And we're actually 2 hours in, so I think maybe this would be, not quite 2 hours, almost 2 hours in, which I think would be a perfect time for a break
all
before
right.
we go and investigate the building.
Yep.
Everyone cool with that?
Yes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are having just defeated the Greyhound, which was attacking this seemingly random building that was being responded to strangely upon being fired upon. We are back with the party, who presumably are about to investigate that building, given that Silex is standing right outside it. Let's move the Greyhound to the side.
I think Gawain should go in first.
Why?
No. I should definitely go in first, just in case.
Why don't we just all go in?
I mean, we are all going in. I just think Gawain should be the one to enter first.
Fine. We'll try and
Cool.
make a dramatic entrance just in case. Flink, fix my hair.
You want me to trim it a bit?
Gawain heads up the steps to the buildings with, I assume,
we
the
just
rest
got
of the
into
party.
a fight. We're all sweaty, just like, redo
Oh,
my
you
hair
rock
thing.
that outfit.
Peleus just like, I'm gonna get on top of him. Climb on
Yeah.
those shoulders.
I mean, I'm.
Yeah.
Let's not go.
Peleus takes the pomade out of their coat pocket.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
So, Gawain, as you attempt
Only the
to
essentials, says Peleus.
ascend these stairs, as you attempt to ascend these stairs, you notice as you're walking up them, the world starts getting really weird behind you. You notice
That's a welcome sign.
Yeah.
the Silex and Peleus and Flink have started to kind of slow down, is the best way you could describe it relative to you.
Interesting.
And you can't make it more than about halfway up the stairs before some kind of immaterial shimmering force prevents you from progressing.
Got it.
Found the glass wall.
I guess what I was checking is I believe I can dispel this via ritual.
You could absolutely attempt to dispel this via ritual. That is one of the
I
options
have
available to
dispel
you.
magic.
Oh,
Might
That-
be even better.
okay. Then that's probably it. Let me go read that.
Cleanse all magic from a creature. So technically, it isn't the explicitly correct thing to use in this case. However, it is so on brand that I will let you attempt to do so regardless. Like, technically, it's meant to target creatures and whatnot. Okay, so on targeting this shimmering wall that Gawain is attempting to progress through, Peleus forces entropic magic into it, and Gawain, you start to see like gentle fractures appear in it. And as these fractures start occurring, you realize that there are like people on the other side of this wall and that they are moving incredibly slowly, but they seem to have noticed the cracks appearing and are starting to gesture towards the cracks, but they are moving like so slowly, like they're trapped in molasses. And then as this fracturing continues to happen and Peleus tears this spell down, they start speeding up to like normal movement. And you see this weird kind of whiplash thing. They start speeding up to normal movement, then slightly past it, and then kind of snap back to normal movement. And it's
He
a
really
very
wanted to not
confusing-
say snap back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
That's why he didn't want to
Gravity
say it.
is operating fine in this area for now. So as this happens, you realize
Do I see Minerva?
that before you stands the crew of the vessel that Minerva was on.
You didn't know the name, chat.
Do we know the name?
I know the first. I think I know the first mate. Right? We have a pretty decent working relationship with that guy.
Lieutenant
There
Masters
he is.
and Minerva Tass.
I'm gonna give Lieutenant Masters a big ol' salute.
He gives you a nod, though he is managing Minerva Tass's wheelchair at this juncture as he gently pushes down the stairs into the more open space. Minerva Tass will greet you with a, "It's good to see you, Gawain. I was concerned that nobody was coming for us."
It was
Yeah.
rather difficult to find you guys out here.
Everything bad happened.
We're very happy to see that you're okay.
It was a little touch and go for a bit there.
Yeah, I was never really worried though. Like, basically what I expected, that we'd get here, they would be, completely at a loss to find you, and because they don't know. You got good tricks. This is great. Well done. And then I'm just gonna start like loading. I guess I'm gonna like cast a little glyph on the gun to fire the
flare.
the land here color.
Cool.
The slow version.
Yeah, hey,
believe
take your
that's
time,
green.
don't crash.
Yeah, fire that up in the air very casually. The whole like act like I wasn't worried. That's what I'm going for.
She will look up to the vessel, and then you can see like a visible kind of relief to her shoulders. And she will say, "I'm so glad you brought a ship. I wasn't looking forward to having to tread overland." She glances down at the wheelchair.
Only the best.
Ours is indisposed.
I'll take it. The metal friend over there and others like it contributed in the destruction of your previous vessel.
Anti-aircraft spec Greyhound looks like.
Well, certainly the Greyhound, you called it, that didn't help matters, but no, the thing that was more concerning was far more dangerous than that.
What was that?
That's ominous.
She's going to shake her head and say, I don't know how they did it, but they've got a vessel that can shoot other airships out the sky.
Oh!
That's not possible. And yet here we are.
I feel the need to really get back to Telgard.
I'm so excited for my stint in jail when we get back to Telgard.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Man, it has been a while. I totally forgot about that.
Minerva's going to look at Gawain and say,
Yeah, there's been a whole issue with the prince.
Explain?
Anyway,
He might have died before we got out.
The
I'm really
prince
hoping
might
he
have
didn't
died?
die. Yeah.
okay. Hey, Peleus, maybe let's give her a version of events that isn't so Peleus-centric. The prince was assassinated
But
by not us.
Attempted assassination.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
he's not dead.
Oh, he's not dead?
He's not dead.
I'm choosing to believe until it is confirmed otherwise that he will pull through. I fought him. He seems like a tough, good-hearted man. I think he'll make it.
Yeah.
So anyway, the prince, there was an attempted assassination on the prince's life for which Silex was blamed. Then Flink and Peleus couldn't keep their mouths shut because that's who they are. So I may have broken them all out of jail so that we could come find you because they weren't sending anyone.
Excuse you? I broke out of jail all on my own.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point, Flink.
Minerva Tass is going to put her hands to their forehead. You can see them internally going, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck.
Did you miss us?
Well, that's certainly a turn of events. However, I don't think any of that matters right now.
Not really.
Right.
No, let's get you on board. Let's get your crew to safety, and let's try to get home without causing any more.
She's going to shake her head and say, I think that heading home right now would be an absolute waste of time, energy, and resources, because as of right now, we believe that they have a new military weapon and designs on Telgard, given their general activities. Right now, I think the correct plan is, in fact, to try and gain information about that weapon with the hopes that we might be able to do something about it when it inevitably attacks. Otherwise, the only information we have is effectively that it can shoot down our airships really well.
Huh. Well, I guess we aren't going to be avoiding that international incident that we were originally hoping to
See,
avoid.
I could have kicked those people out.
Look, it's better that we did our due diligence without knowing what was going on. But
Sure.
We could pretend to have gone and
It still
disappeared.
would not have been okay to kill those people, even if we were at war, just so you guys know.
Yeah, no.
In fact, it
We're
would have
not
been less
saying
okay to
that
kill
we
them.
wanted to kill those people. At no point did we ever say we wanted to kill those people. Just mildly
you
mutilate
just
them.
psychologically abuse them, because that's so much
Yeah.
better.
So you can see how great a leader I must be in order to wrangle this circus in order to save you. So let's get back on the ship.
Especially given that Flink's the captain.
Of the ship.
All right. Are you the captain of my heart?
I'm the CEO
my
of the
goodness.
company that owns the ship.
So who's in charge?
I ask Minerva, where was the ship's last known location?
When we were attacked, we were flying over Borin towards Cameron, we discovered some information that there were designs on Cameron that they intended to gain some kind of resource. We're not exactly sure what, but apparently there was something there that they could use militarily. We've been in contact with merchants and less scrupulous people around the place. I don't know what they were trying to get in Cameron, and they may have already gotten it. But given the development of a new weapon system and their new airships, it seems that that might be associated.
Well, it seems like the best place to start as any.
So how do we approach without getting shot down?
Before we encountered their new weapon, we were having decent success simply landing our airship some ways away and sending our men to infiltrate on foot.
I mean, that's
Right.
on the northern side of the island. We'll have to, maybe we can get there by sea to avoid unwanted.
We're also running against the clock because we took down one of their ships trying to get here. So we got to go now if we're going
Right.
to try to do this
So
quietly.
what I'm saying is, looking at the map, Cameron is due north, but it's
Mhm.
not an easy due north. We can't hike it in a useful amount of time.
Definitely not.
So we have to fly over or we have to sail around. I think that if we could get closer, we could like make like natural obstructions, right? Create like a natural harbor of some kind for us to use as like a safe place. But
So
we
for
have to get
reference,
there.
this is approximately where you are. This is Bourne, where they said they were attacked, or near in this area where they said they were attacked by the advanced airship. This is Cameron, the city of mists. If you remember, they were talking about how it was all misty previously.
Mhm.
And you said that was like super interesting because it meant there might be a spirit there, if I remember correctly.
We thought that might be one of the reasons why. Okay, I think we need to sail. I don't want to fly over the exact spot where they got shot. That
Is it
seems
specifically
foolish.
Roscoll's army which is doing the shooting?
Well, it's the whole island.
Yeah.
Right.
They're all under the same control.
All right.
Yes. The majority of the control is enforced from Kamenka.
Mhm.
Raskol is their premier military base. Kamenka is the seat of the Reform Council, and you've heard a lot of stuff about the Reform Council in general, enforcing lots of military will and essentially trying to enforce a military dictatorship over the area.
Yeah, apparently the territory out here was fairly lawless, local state governed, and it's trying to nationalize in a way that the population doesn't necessarily agree with. But yeah, I think it's probably good practice if they're around Borin just with the weapon testing it, then we have to keep a low profile around it. We have no choice. And we just have to accept that word might be out about us, a second Telguard group. And we just have to operate as quickly as we can to try and stay ahead of it. So go by
Okay.
water until we're past Borin and take off, get closer, land outside, and then try to figure out what's going on in Cameron.
So I understand that Salix's plan is put forward. You are going to fly until you're in this waterway, then go via this waterway to Cameron. Is that correct?
We go by water.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree.
You will attempt to proceed over the landmass. I'm assuming you're keeping low to the landmass to try and avoid being spotted as you dunk into the water.
Yeah.
Excellent. You proceed as fast as you can this way. It is Barrett runs the engine relatively hot. Silas manages as best as he can because this is probably the most dangerous part of your journey, getting to this water mass. As you travel up this way, I did roll your travel dice, and there is an event that happens. So you know what? I'm thinking about what that event should be. It's not going to be the advanced airship. That would be.
You just die before we even
I mean, it
see
could
the
be. If
ship.
you want it to be the advanced airship, it could be.
Hey guys,
But-
look, you sacrificed time to like avoid this thing. Hey, look, it found you anyway.
Any chance I could just get a elixir right now?
You can take an elixir. That's fine.
Right, groovy.
So, on traveling north, as you go into the waterway, you realize that, given your aggressive pathing, you essentially have come out into the area right as a shipping vessel seems to be traveling from some location down here. Also, first off, I'm going to increase your conspicuousness just because that whole thing, you took out an entire ship, that's conspicuous.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's
Fine,
no
fine.
evidence of it yet.
It's okay. We're going to reduce the looming darkness somehow.
Okay, so you come out into this area and there is a vessel literally traversing right across. What you are doing looks immediately very suspicious. Are you going to try and do anything to try and reduce the suspiciousness? Or are you just going to accept that maybe you get some conspicuousness if they report that? Or maybe they might just not care and just be like, oh, whatever, we don't.
It's a shipping vessel?
Yeah, it's in the water.
It's like a container ship, though. Like,
It
whatever.
seems like, yes, it's some kind of cargo vessel.
Okay. If you guys want antics, the antics are you guys pretend that you're inspecting their cargo. Otherwise, the answer is just keep going and hope that they say nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna step off the main bridge so that I don't get tempted.
Okay.
Pelias could feel it rising up within them. I want
What?
to inspect the cargo.
I'm just saying, that's the hijinks is you flip it.
I will
Absolutely
say it.
not.
Get
Yeah,
by.
actually, we're out here looking to we're out here to search your cargo, you know, like
Like, I'm just saying, the premise as it stands now is you're probably going to get an increase of conspicuousness. I will roll a die for that, but that's probably what's going to happen. If you do nothing, you just travel onwards. If you try to inspect them, that's either going to be very conspicuous or very inconspicuous. One of the two.
So maybe if Minerva Tess was not sitting with us here right now, I would suggest checking the ship. But I can't embarrass myself in front of her.
Let's go. Let's go.
Understandable.
Flink was never concerned about himself embarrassment before.
Yeah.
But he does today.
So,
That's how much he respects Minerva. Let's go.
you do gain another clock segment of conspicuousness for the vessel seeing you, but it's not so bad as to fill out the meter. It's just like, oh, there was a ship in the area. Kind of weird. Maybe when they get to Borin, they might care, and who knows what happens from there on. At the very least, they're not turning and fleeing from you or anything, so clearly the crew of the airship you downed haven't harassed you yet. You continue to sail up this waterway as quickly as you can, and you do know it does seem fairly heavily trafficked relative to like what you would necessarily expect for an inland waterway like that. That does suggest that there is some city, living space, whatever, along and over here. Because otherwise, why would they go down there, right? So you travel as rapidly as you can, moving through here. It's going to take a few days as you start progressing up the way. But it does proceed otherwise uneventfully. You get no sighting of the advanced airship in the way as you start approaching the space of Cameron. On your approach to Cameron, as the mists roll in, how are you approaching it? What decisions are you making? Do you intend to just go straight in and dock with your vessel? Or do you intend to
No.
hide the vessel along the coast and go in on foot?
Yes,
It was that thing.
Okay.
I think we can
Mhm.
use the mist to our advantage.
Excellent.
we never dock
Yeah.
in one of those cities again.
You do also have like an actual full crew right now. She's basically seconded her forces to your captaincy at this juncture. She does retain actual command of them, so she is willing to tell, like, if you're like, go do a suicide charge, she's gonna be like, no.
Right.
I'll go
But we
and
can
sit
actually do stuff.
alongside Minerva Tass and say nothing.
Either we do this as we are, or we try and like build a relatively safe harbor and actually like rest.
Okay, I mean, actually, I was thinking that the issue in Rascal was that they were using some weird flags that I did not recognize. Clearly, flag code doesn't fit the rest of the world. But maybe Minerva's crew does know how to communicate with them properly, so we could try it.
I believe it's semaphore. Yeah.
Semaphore, that's a language.
I'd rather just hide.
Okay, so you just plan to
Yeah.
hide the ship.
Yeah, I think hiding the ship and then going there by a foot would be sensible.
Go in the small group, leave the large, relatively like well-trained military body to defend the
Mhm.
ship.
Yeah,
Let them rest after what must have been weeks of survival,
yeah.
and we'll try to handle this.
It'd be handy if Minerva Tass could give us any pointers on not looking like we are the weirdest tourists on world.
Well, I don't think that would be possible for Peleus, but for the rest of you, perhaps acquiring some local clothes or an overcoat or two. I think we can supply one or two.
It is true. I do visually stand out a lot. I am quite stunning.
There we go. That's the Peleus we were missing. But yeah, if you guys have extra coats, that would be helpful.
What are we even looking for? What's our plan?
Supposedly there's heavy military activity. They were interested in something here. We just poke our head in and see what's going on and come up with a plan from there.
Minerva will say, as I said, I believe that there is some kind of resource that they intend to acquire at Cameron. I don't know what, but I think there's something here that is related to the advanced airship that they're using.
Okay.
We don't have a lot.
Ringing some alarm bells potentially, but there's not like industry here that we know of, right?
Minerva is going to kind of make a gentle shrug and say, the information that I could gain about the location suggested that it was primarily fishing industry here.
Okay.
So whatever it is, it's new and should
Well,
stick out.
We're gathering resources. We're not manufacturing.
My thought process was that maybe it was something at sea that they were acquiring.
Yeah, I have. I don't want to say anything into it, but you know, Peleus might be a 1-2 punch from you here.
Oh, is this a spirit thing?
We were sort of guessing, postulating that the natural effect, or whatever you call this weather effect that happens in Cameron, this phenomenon, there we
Oh
go,
yeah, the Misty City.
is like actually the result of a spirit, because what we've discovered is that usually these natural phenomenon are actually centered around a spirit.
Yes, and if their weapon comes from some sign of a spirit, I will conjure it out of the ground and take it for myself.
The greyhounds look suspiciously like
Nanto?
yeah, they look suspiciously Kawaii flavored.
Yeah.
And we know that Kawaii, you know, isn't the top of the food chain necessarily, not really.
Yeah. Who would have given
So-
that guy a doctorate?
Oh, she doesn't know.
Oh,
He's dead. We got him.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got
We
it.
got him.
You can see like a brief processing surprise on her face. Oh, well, I'm glad. That's he was a bastard. And I'm glad he's dead.
That he was.
Yeah, he was.
Did you manage to get any information out of him before he?
Unfortunately, he fought until he was dust, but we do have his corpse, which was fairly different than it was when we initially ran into him. He wound up in some giant mechanical spider humanoid hybrid thing, and we've had that delivered to Telgard, and they've been looking at it, and Silas actually got a look at it before we turned it over.
His attacks charged my magic. It was phenomenal.
She's gonna look wide-eyed at the attacks charged by magic thing, and then ask, and you said this was like the Greyhounds? This body?
Kind of.
Yeah.
They
All
remind
of
me
the-
of his work.
Yeah, all of the machines. We've been seeing more and more magic-infused, spirit-infused machinery that's been becoming more and more machine than organic.
Yeah.
And his body was powered in a similar way. He had a ship powered by a similar phenomenon. It's been very weird.
Like when you mention the ship powered by a similar phenomenon, she's going to look at you and be like, wait, you're telling me he powered a vessel by a spirit?
Yeah, and so if there's a big spirit here, one big powerful enough to cause this really famous natural phenomenon, then yeah, maybe they're trying to harness that power, which would be bad. But I have our friendly neighborhood arcanist with us.
Yes.
So and I'm projecting a lot right now, but if that's what's happening, we are the solution.
Yeah.
we have more of a plan than we thought.
She's going to, like, you can see her processing things, and like between this like mild panic, horror that like apparently this spirit was used as a fuel source for a vessel, and the fact that she's just been attacked by an airship that almost killed her entire group. Her brain has clearly made the connection here that whatever powered Koei's ship was powering the airship that was shooting you guys, her.
It's all speculation at this point, but it's likely based
Yeah.
on what we've seen.
If my dad's book's anything to go by, then things are a lot worse than we think.
That is terrifying. And if accurate, we absolutely need to ensure that they can't do that to, if there is a spirit in Cameron.
Yeah.
Give us a few days, we'll see what we can find out.
We cannot let them have more vessels like that, if at all possible. You can see there's like this look of actual fear that I imagine Gawain has probably never seen on this person's face as she's talking about this.
I know what that feeling's like. I recognize it. Maybe not on her, but I know it.
Yeah, that's the expression my mother makes every time I used to come and see her in the morning.
Jeez, it is worse than we think.
Yeah.
Minerva Tass is clearly like, she thinks whatever, based on the information presented, this is terrifying, but also like, you guys weren't encountering advanced airships. She seems genuinely scared of this thing.
Yeah. And I, at this point, because during the voyage, I'm sure everything was really busy and everyone was getting situated, I make sure to point Minerva to Silas and say he's had hands-on experience with both Koei's body and one of the Greyhounds, and I want you to tell him everything you can about that airship and the way it discharged energy. Try to get his brain turning and see if he can come up with anything if we are unsuccessful.
She would nod and say, of course. We'll try to ascertain as much as we can.
Also, while we are out and about, the ship might need some repairs, and we have a crew that might have nothing better to do, so mind get them to look at that?
Will we be landing inland? Because we'll need resources if we can take them from the land nearby.
Yeah, we were planning on camping outside the city, right? Just like pulling up to shore.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to clarify the exact plan of what you're doing. Are you like hooking into shore, or are you flying a little bit inland and hiding inland in the mists? Because if you hide inland a little bit by landing properly, obviously it'll take longer to take off and leave. But
Yeah, that's okay.
counterpoint, it'd be
That's
much
okay.
harder to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hide. Hide more important.
Okay. So you take the vessel inland a little bit once nobody's looking at you from the shipping lanes, and you will hide inland, hiding in the mists and doing your best to hide in the cracks of the earth so that anyone searching from you from above would have an almost impossible time to find you. Obviously, there is nonetheless a risk that somebody could just stumble across you. You know, that's kind of just the risk you're taking. Minerva will, in your stead, do her best to direct the crew to start what repairs they can where necessary. And before you as a group head out collectively, she will actually make a specific time to find Gawain by himself while he's repairing, without Lieutenant Masters with her, just wheeling herself along, and roll up beside Gawain and say, Gawain, I wanted to say thank you for coming for me.
You're very welcome. What am I going to do? Leave you out here? Come on.
Lesser men would have.
Yeah, well, they're stupid.
They're, as you say, lesser.
She will smile and then say, I know you understand the seriousness of making sure that the Reform Council don't get any more weapons to use against Telgard. And I know you know that this mission's going to be dangerous. And I wanted to say that I appreciate the risks you're willing to take.
Thanks. I mean, again, it's easy to do when all of your friends are just like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So as long as I don't think about it too hard, it's all good.
She'll smile and then say, good luck, Gawain, as she wheels away.
Keep my tiny band of idiots safe. Although, yeah, while I'm gone.
I mean,
Of course.
you're taking the.
No, I'm talking about Silas and Deborah.
The crew.
Barbara.
Barbara, thank you.
I thought there are
Yeah.
less issues than we are, but sure.
There's only going to be like 3 of them. That's all I meant. She's in charge. We're gone, you know.
Yeah,
like,
those lot are good. They'll be good. And
Takes a
Gawain
while.
has done amazing to get us across the land, especially me.
Honestly, they're probably really appreciating not having to be like on constant shift.
Yeah.
Like Silas can actually get some work done for once, rather than just like constantly trying to do everything in between monitoring the arc coils.
If I'm lucky, we're going to recruit some people here.
Yes.
That could be
See if there's
interesting.
any more catgirls available.
Well, just, at the end of all this. Sure,
You're
if
lucky
we-
you can invite Minerva to tea after this.
Hey, maybe let's not sexualize my girlfriends.
I was inviting to a tea.
You know
We
exactly
all
what I
know what
mean.
you mean.
You know
Crumb.
exactly what you were doing, Byleth.
We
Yeah.
all know what you mean, Crumb.
Okay, well,
You ain't slick. You ain't slick. We played 3 houses.
Yeah.
I mean, the S rank is there. What can you do?
I'm fate.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Gawain definitely got a support conversation just then, so
Yeah.
it's going on.
That's my support condo.
Not all supports are necessarily romantic.
I should actually go back to this. I'm going to add loyalty here to go to bond 3 with Minerva.
Makes perfect
Beautiful.
sense.
So yeah, last thing we should probably rest. I feel like we're pretty beaten up.
Yeah, that was the plan. I'm assuming that
So-
was the preparation. Like that conversation probably happened in the evening while you were like doing the preparation for heading out the next day, and you were going to take like a proper rest. You will need to use a tent for it though, because you are in the middle of hostile land.
So I was gonna say I can use the tent because I have full IP still.
It's been a while since we've had a proper rest.
Yeah, like we've gained multiple
I'm
levels.
Really regretting buying that elixir.
It's fine. You didn't know, right?
Yeah.
It could have, like, that first encounter could have easily been, you've been attacked by the advanced airship. Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have IP? I was thinking we're at our ship. We could buy IP.
Yeah.
We're about to walk through town.
Yeah. It's time for me to
Yes.
buy.
Actually, it is less suspicious if we go into town to buy supplies than it is if we're
Exactly.
just loitering.
Yep, no,
Exactly.
that makes sense. And now that you've said it, I will trust and believe in you. I'm trying to do
Excellent.
that now, rather than just like going full hog into doing whatever I'm doing.
Nice. We're gonna maximize your antics, I promise.
You guys set out to make the short trek to Cameron. It is like a few hours on foot. You didn't want to get closer than that because you wanted to make sure you didn't get accidentally walked in on top of. So you essentially find your way to a main road and then take that main road into Cameron. The fog here is thick, to say the least. It is almost palpable levels of texture to the air. You know, as you walk around, you can see well enough in the immediacy of your area, but as you start to look into the distance, you realize that all you can really see are lights and occasional points of light. Even though it's like the middle of the day, apparently there are still lights on in Cameron.
Is this like smog then?
It doesn't seem to be dust in the air. It does seem to be water vapor. Like it's very much more mist than smog, but you know, it has the
So
same
sort of
effect
like a
on-
cloud.
Yes.
What does I want to say spiritualist say?
The spiritualist says there's definitely a spirit in this place. I can sense it. I can smell it with my
Smell it.
ears.
Absolutely.
Did you actually check, or are we just saying we know for sure?
Hey, Peleus.
Yeah.
That's just the mist
All right.
that
All
you're
right.
talking about.
I will do my
other thing,
chest.
actually, the other thing that you're distinctly detecting is a kind of permeating scent of rotting fish.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Does
yummy.
anybody else smell the rotten fish?
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I
It
do.
is relatively light for the scent of rotting fish, but it is nonetheless the scent of rotting fish.
I dubbed this smell Dr. Carway's mum.
All right. So, step 1, find a place to buy a new tent, question mark.
Okay, so as you approach into the main city then, into the main township, I guess would be more accurate, you notice that the place doesn't seem to have a very explicit, like, fixed barrier that you would expect it to. Many of the cities that you've encountered in your time, Gawain, or towns even, right, like your hometown, had a perimeter wall. Telgard has a perimeter wall. Almost every location you are used to interacting with has this strong perimeter wall. As you walk into this location, you notice that this place just gently transforms into, from rural landscape, through a gentle transition of the density of buildings and into a township. There isn't a distinct barrier of this is inside the town and this is outside the town. It triggers something weird in your brain. That little part of like that disquiet of, that's not usual, is it?
Well, everybody else might think it's unusual. I just assume that some towns are like this.
Yeah, Peleus has only been to like a couple towns, and normally only by airship because they're wealthy. So
Yeah. Telgard has big walls.
This is how Pelias thinks poor people just live. They don't have high walls.
Yeah.
So you walk down what is essentially like the main road into town proper, because that's where you figure you're going to be able to buy what you need to buy. The sky
Ooh.
is attenuated by the gentle mists everywhere. The light has a pooling quality to it where it doesn't seem to travel very far. The end of the road is barely perceptible and seems to almost shift as you look at it. Not uncomfortably, just difficult to ascertain whether it's a building at the end of the road or a through road, or you're not quite sure.
It looks like Scarsdale.
The people here are private. You can tell this because nobody attempts to approach you. In Telgard, definitely for Pelias, a number of people would have approached Pelias to invite them into their shop to purchase something or similar. But here, people take a glance at the newcomers and then look onwards, not seeming to pay deliberate attention to you.
Guys, I think I'm intimidating them with my good looks.
One thing I'd like to do is try and find like a clothing store in addition to like just wanting to buy supplies. It would probably be good to like just get a jacket that looks like I live here.
Yep.
Yeah, you do notice as you arrive, the outfits here are distinctly different to what you see elsewhere. The permeating damp seems to make, like, you can already feel the moisture kind of clinging to you as you walk through.
It's not like
here.
a uniform, it's just the same material.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. People are choosing to wear stuff that can deal with the moisture and not rot, basically.
So yeah, I'm gonna that's what I'm doing. It's my goal here.
So you wander down here trying to, ascertain from this street where the best place to buy clothes is. And you can see from this locale, in the kind of breaks between buildings, that there is clearly some kind of large but relatively informal dock, in that there are a number of little jetties and such off the way, but also there doesn't seem to be like a strict regulation about where things are parked, unlike Rascal, where ships are moored exactly where they're told to in regulated lines. This seems like a far more informal arrangement. You're guessing that a number of these moorings are owned by specific people for their specific vessel.
Yeah, Flink would have done well here.
Absolutely. Finding somewhere to buy clothes here is relatively easy, and you're able to rapidly ascertain one of these small shops to buy clothes in by looking in windows and seeing where the signs are. You eventually come across a sign that simply says clothes.
I am very curious about a shopping brand that calls itself Cloves, or is the economy just that bad here?
Well, I mean, it depends, right? Pragmatic people with perhaps less literacy might not care about fancy words.
I can genuinely picture a shop in London called Cloves.
It's true. It's accurate. So you go into this shop. The person at the counter glances over to you and says, "Oh, newcomers, I see. Is this your first time in Cameron?"
Was it that obvious?
"Oh, certainly. No one wears fabrics like that here who lives here."
Yes, I'm starting to get the fact that the misty weather is a bit terrible for this outfit. Have we got anything that could possibly be a little bit better for this town?
Certainly. Here, you can tell that they are relatively expert in their sizings, in their ability to size people, as they take a quick glance over most of the party, pausing on Silex for perhaps longer than otherwise, and glances through their arrangement of stuff. They are able to find basic outfits. These are very simple attire for everyone in the party apart from Silex, and they say, I'm sorry, sir, but you are quite different from my usual clientele. I would have to make you something custom if you wanted to purchase from my attire.
Honestly, if you just got like a poncho, just a big jacket or something, I'll make it work.
I'll buy 2 tents.
For Silex?
Well, one to replace the one I used and the other one for Silex, yeah.
Yeah, we'll cut a
Absolutely.
hole in it and call it a poncho. Not sure if they sell tents at the clothes shop.
They'll put their hands together and then go, certainly, and go through the back of their shop to try and find some material that's large enough to make into a poncho for the man.
Because, I mean, I already don't have a great relationship with tops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cross my arms and I pull off my soggy tank top, waiting for something dry, trying to like mop off what moisture's built up.
I feel a little bit
This-
too shy to get undressed in front of Silex because of the comparison.
Yeah, like the rest of y'all are wearing like school uniform stuff, which is like 3 layers of natural materials. You guys are like wearing sponges at this point, right?
Yeah. We could do with a bag to put all of our stuff in.
However, the quote-unquote fresh clothes that you purchase here for the 3 of you that actually get nicer clothes are definitely they're like more ventilated, so you merely feel slightly damp the entire time rather than feeling like someone emptied a bucket of water over you. At no point would they be considered dry. In fact, these are the kind of clothes where you think they would never feel dry. Even if you were in the desert, they'd still feel slightly clammy. But they are definitely better than the school uniforms you were wearing.
I'm picturing more swimsuit fabric.
It's a little bit of that and a little bit of like more leathery materials for trying to avoid, the natural materials rotting.
Yeah.
Silex gets a functional poncho. It is perhaps not crafted to the best specification, but they appear to be working with what they have on hand.
That is okay. I am happy. I swing my arms around to make sure they're not getting caught. I nod.
It works well
Thank
enough.
him. Yeah, nod. Thank him for his effort.
Once they total it all up and have sized you all up for this, they say, I think all in that would be 100 zenit, perhaps. Which is fine price. It's maybe a little bit overcharging.
Yeah, I suspect
He
that
did just
you
have
told
to
me.
custom make
Yeah, it's
up
like
for me, so
they're maybe a little bit overcharging you, but they're not price gouging you.
no.
Yeah.
I'm fine with just handing the money over.
Cool. So you hand the
What-
money over.
Are we splitting this or?
Nah, I got it.
Okay.
I'll take care of clothes today.
Thanks,
Okay, I'm not
buddy.
going
Cool.
to get into the position where I'm leaving before I'm paying. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you now have a set of clothes that fit you acceptably well and feel a lot better than what you were wearing and looks a lot more like what everyone else is wearing.
All right. Most important part. Just don't want people to immediately, oh,
I do have to ask one question about the townspeople here.
Yes.
Are they also like head and shoulders smaller than, like how everybody else we've seen so far has been quite a lot smaller than Silex? Are all these people also smaller than
The
Silex?
engineers specifically were. And yeah, they do seem slightly smaller and slightly wider here. Like not hugely so, but since you asked about it, it's not to the point where it's like some massive divergence. There's people that are what you would consider average height as well. but as a rule of thumb, they're all just a little bit smaller than you would expect.
Yes.
But after being provided your stuff and your new clothes and whatnot, the person will ask, "So, is there anything else I can get you?"
I need an elixir. Could you point me in the way that...
Do you sell inventory points?
Supplies. That's what you're looking for.
Supplies? Not myself, but if you go just down the road, you'll see a shop titled Supplies.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
If you tell them I sent you, I'm certain they'll give you a small discount.
What's your name again, sir?
Mr. No. Make one up. Make one up. I'm fine with that.
Oh, Mr. Gregory McFarfel.
Yes. Surprising. You already knew my name.
Yes.
Gregory McFarfel.
You're famous.
You do have it written down on some of your signs.
Sorry, I'm very used to people being unable to read here.
Pretty sure he's not the first person I've called Greg in this stream.
No,
He's not.
you're really stuck on Greg today.
Yeah.
My next door neighbor
It's a
is Greg.
vibe.
He's from Eastern Europe. Hello, I'm Greg. But
It's a
he's
good name.
orange. I was like,
good name.
I showed him a picture on my phone. Oh, big or small? I need big one. One minute. Close the store. Comes back. Big wrench. Thank you, sir.
I love that story.
That's so good. Okay, so I presume you head off to the supply shop.
Yeah.
You enter the supply shop, no problem. Again, like there seems to be like a weird decision from everyone to still not really pay attention to you, although you're getting a lot less of those initial glances now that you look more of the part. Peleus is still getting a good few of those initial glances still, but as a
Yeah.
group, you're not getting them so much.
But I am ridiculously good looking. And I also happen to be a white wool person, which nobody would have seen.
Yeah, you're also a lot softer looking than the average person here. It seems that most people here work hard.
Yeah.
Your little doughboy.
Yeah. You know, you got that
If they-
soft skin of never having seen the sunlight and uncalloused hands of never worked a day in your life.
I will not charge them much if they wish to touch the paws.
The Fremen would call you water fat.
Yes, the Fremen would do that.
Why would you charge people to touch your paws? Why would you let people touch your paws? Like, this isn't
Why would that even
OnlyFans.
cross your mind?
Like, how did we get here? You're like, yeah, some people can touch my paws. So,
That's what people do when they need money.
as you move down to the supplies shop, again, you can see out more into the docked areas. You notice that one of the docked water vessels here, is very clearly one of the military ships of the Reform Council.
Oh,
My eye lingers on it as we go by. Is there any activity, any like actual sailors on it, or is it just sitting there for now?
There are some sailors on board. They seem to be kind of mostly doing ship maintenance and such, though.
Okay,
They don't
they're
seem
not
particularly-
actively leaving or arriving.
Yeah. They seem to be doing their at-port activities, whatever those may be. Some of them may be loading or unloading cargo or moving stuff around deck or whatever.
I wonder if eavesdropping would give us any information.
It's a possibility.
If it were Telguard, I would say it would almost definitely. But with how strict we've seen their military is, they may not even talk.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try to talk to him. That's just
Moment.
me
Or
personally.
like they
I
may
would allow
not
you
even
to talk
talk
to
to
him.
each other for us to
Yeah,
eavesdrop.
I was imagining just like, yeah. Anyway, let's go buy this stuff. Flink, do you need anything?
yeah, supplies, and then
Yes.
I'm off.
I need
So-
three
The supplies shop doesn't immediately tag you as foreigners, but does once Peleus walks in the place.
Yeah.
They offer to sell supplies, in this case, inventory points, at what would probably be about 10% above going rate. But the moment you drop that name, the price is reduced to going rate.
Thanks, Greg.
Look at that.
How gracious of him.
So how much is that for free skill point? For free inventory points?
10 zenith per point.
Ah, awesome.
I have a pitch for a plan.
I'm ready to hear this plan. I'm excited.
This ship we saw, how visible is it?
It's pretty obvious, and like if you're asking, like, is it seeable? Fairly seeable. I mean, you saw it while you're walking around near the high street of the town, as it were.
It's a big armored ship sitting in a small slip.
Okay. Chances that this is the ship we are looking for are probably pretty slim.
I mean,
Probably 0.
But
when you say ship that you're looking for, it's definitely not an advanced airship.
Okay, good.
Like it's a sea vessel from what you can see.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm going to. There's some people working on the ship, so might just, walk by a couple of times
Okay.
and see how this goes.
It wouldn't be that suspicious to do regardless, because, I mean, people go out to the docks all the time for a multitude of reasons. Sometimes even just to see which ships are around.
Yeah, sometimes they even look at the ship, and sometimes they make pictures of the ship.
Exactly.
All things happen. Okay, guys, it was a pleasure as always. If you hear me meow, you know it's me. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Meow.
How long's he been a cat?
He's already gone.
Oh, okay. Thought I'd missed something then.
Has it never occurred to him that there might just be cats walking around?
Yeah. I don't
Well,
see
he
any
did
cats,
say if you
though.
hear me meow.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he has a specific meow for you guys.
Hmm.
It'll probably be the one he uses to try and chat up Barbara.
I imagine it's just like it's a super girly, like, yeah, right? Like, that's got to be it.
I hope not. I would be very upset if that's the sound that is our war cry. But while he's doing whatever he's doing with the ship, do you, Gawain, or Peleus have any plans for how to proceed immediately?
I was considering briefly to see if we could find a cafe to try and hear some local gossip, but nobody seems to be talking in this town. I imagine everybody would shut up as soon as they saw me.
On account of you being too attention grabbing, yes.
Yes.
I was going to walk around and see if there's any, I don't know, military activity of any kind, see if we can find a nice view of the shipping lane and see if there's some conflagration of vessels.
For ships to operate here, they must have lighthouses.
For sure. And if there was public access to one, or just being nearby one, would be a good place to start.
Or maps, local map kind of thing.
Okay, both of those make sense. I didn't even
Whatever
consider the
charts they
lighthouse.
would use, that might we might just be oh, there's a strong chance that it's oh, that cape that's in the middle of the entire mist effect. Wow, maybe we should go there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, let's
Okay.
see if there's a harbor master of some kind, or
maybe I'll just do it. How about that?
You'll just do it.
So
yeah, maybe I'll just get a map.
Gawain
I'm
intends to buy a
we're
map.
walking around down here, I'm just gonna strike up a conversation with one of these guys about the boats, and then I explained that we're not from here, and I was asking about the lighthouses, and then he gives me a map because he's so nice. He's like, wow, this guy is really passionate about the same thing I'm passionate about. he's from another place. Let me just like, I'll give you mine. I have 3 more at home. It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah,
We've all
these
been the
incredibly
local in that
high value,
scenario.
probably handmade maps that are.
Yeah, look, it's you know, it's up to date.
Right. No,
it's got all the
absolutely.
important boat locations marked.
That's
Yeah.
definitely what would happen in a place filled with people who are about as talkative as the Finnish.
You know,
You would get train spotters in places like that, and I am assuming
That's
he is
true.
a boat spotter.
that's kind of what I was going with. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just
So
I was finding,
Gawain's-
you know, the boat enthusiast, you know, and like,
Flink's trying to.
oh, we're from a different place, and I can tell you all about boats because Gawain knows a lot about boats, right? Gawain
Flink's
owns
trying
one, so
to-
Gawain can be
spy on the boat. Gawain is trying to find some boat enthusiasts. Is Silex and Peleus doing something else?
I'm just gonna walk the streets, go see if I can find a view, find a lighthouse, find
Cool.
military activity.
And I'm going to follow him like his loyal dog.
Understood. Okay, so I think the order of operations for this is Gawain. Let's start with you. Gawain.
Yeah, I've magicked my guy into existence via Fabula points.
Okay, nice.
Now, whether or not he cooperates, you know, I don't know, but he exists.
Okay, no, I can work with this. Okay, so you go out on to the more dock area. Like it's a very kind of informal. There's not like a strict definition of like when the dock starts and when it ends, right? It's not like something like Telguard where it's very much like here is the dock, here is the area that is not the dock. This is like here's most of the dock, and then there's like a little bit of dock here and like a little bit of dock over there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you go out into one of the smaller entries of dockage, and you're kind of looking around, and most of the people seem like they belong here, like they're working on something specific. They have some objective. But you note that one of them seems to be looking kind of, I guess, slightly forlornly out at the waters. And they immediately capture your attention. They're a bit older. And there's just some slightly strange aura to them.
This guy's going to give me the old rod.
Well, depends what kind of old rod you're into.
That wasn't the way Stumma would say it. That was a Pokemon joke. A Pokemon joke.
He realized the mistake he made.
I know not of this Pokemon you speak of.
So, Gawain, you approach, and I assume you say hi.
Yeah. Are you waiting for Are you waiting for any particular vessel?
They won't respond immediately. It's as if they are focused on something else for a moment, and then will eventually turn and say, "Yes, I've been waiting a long time for a specific vessel, but I have not seen it."
Oh. How long?
They will pull out not wristwatch, the other one, a pocket watch. They'll pull out a pocket watch and examine it briefly. You notice that the front of the pocket watch is cracked and it doesn't seem to be turning anymore, and then put it back in their pocket and then say, I believe a few weeks now.
Wow. You must have seen quite a few ships come and go.
Yes, a great many. The one I'm most concerned about is that one. He gestures to the military vessel. It brings ill omens.
Yeah. I love the open sea and the open air, but flying like that It's a little too much for me.
I've never been one to enjoy the rigid structures of command.
Yeah, it's stuffy, and sometimes you end up doing things you don't want to do for people you don't agree with. Not worth it.
Sadly, in life, we must often do things that we don't want to do.
Sure.
They will finally take like a proper turn and go to shake your hand as a greeting. Because up until now, they've been mostly looking out at the waters.
Yeah, we're both staring out at the ocean. It's very romantic.
Exactly. But now they finally take a turn to shake your hand and offer you their name, which I don't know what it is, so feel free to make it up.
It's fine.
It's your Fabula
probably
point.
Paul or something, but we'll figure it out.
We need name recommendations. People. What is this? What is this
Paul.
person's name so I can write
His
it
name
down?
is Paul. You guys come up with the last
Paul.
name.
Okay. Paul
McPherson.
Why does everyone have? Are we in?
I guess.
Okay.
Driftwood.
Paul McPherson.
Everyone has a Mick. Even it's not even gonna be like we're gonna get weird with it. Like we can't be like McCoy. No, like get really weird with it. Like Mick Brown. You're like, what? Mick Brown?
Okay. He gives the name.
No, this
Paul
is capital
McPherson.
R romantic. Sorry. Not hold hands romantic. Out with your bros on romantic.
Romanticized romantic,
Yeah.
as opposed to
Thinking about the Roman Empire.
Sleeve McDyke. What the gal? What the fuck?
Sleeve McDykel is the funniest one.
What?
Sleeve McDykel was one of the best players on Dipping's fake baseball team back when Dipping was a streamer.
Nice.
Good times.
Nice. So they give the name Paul McPherson, but there's something about the way they say it with like a slight lack of confidence about it that you're fairly certain they've just given you a fake name.
Maybe I'll give them one back. We should all have fake names that we always use. Okay, what's Gawain's fake name gonna be?
Keith.
Keith? Did you just say Keith?
Absolutely
Yes.
not. Absolutely not.
Gawain's not fucking Keith. Get out of here.
That's the whole point. That's why he'd use it as his fake name.
You need a family name.
I do not understand the disgust with
Something
Keith.
something culturally appropriate.
Yeah, like what was Gawain's dad's name or something? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Gawain's dad would probably be like
Bertram.
Bertram?
Yeah.
I'm in. All right.
That one's apparently better than Keith.
Yeah. Gawain alias Bertram. Putting on my character sheet so I don't fuck up.
It's because Jammin is American that Bertram sounds better than Keith.
I can't explain it, but like Keith is gonna get fucking dunked in a toilet.
So that's that's my perspective of Bertram. If I hear someone called Bertram, I'd beat them up just on principles.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
honestly, I kind of get it.
I'm like, Keith is a pretty common name where I'm from.
Yeah, no, this is what I mean. It's like Keith in America gets beaten up on principle. Keith in the UK, probably the one doing the beating them up, right?
Wow. Keith is okay. So
I don't. It has to be something about
Bertram versus the Chad Keith. Wow. Okay.
It's something about the vowel structure of Keith. It's just a weak name. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I fully agree. I would never name my son Keith. Someone in chat, one of my best viewers, I'm sure, is named Keith, and right now they're unsubscribing, they're unfollowing.
Nice. Okay. As you give the name Bertram, there is a slight eye catch, and you think that you both realize you're lying to each other about your names for whatever reasons that you might have for this.
But I enjoy it.
You guys are role playing together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're already on the second day.
Inception, baby. Yeah, it's like yeah. So he said sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. Yeah.
Yes.
Happens all the time, but I hope it's in service of someone or something I can agree with. You swallow your wants and you do what needs to be done.
All I heard was swallow.
Of course.
That's a
of
you
course.
problem.
Okay.
That is a you problem, Summer. Paul will gently nod, smile, and then say, "So, what brings you out to these misty waters?"
Probably the same bad omens, to be honest. But also, even before my actual business here, I always wanted to come see the mists since I heard about them.
When you talk about the mist, there's a light that kind of runs over this person's face and says, "They are truly fantastic. There is nothing quite like them. I have spent a great deal of my life here, and they make me feel at home. Like the gentle embrace of a caring parent."
That makes sense. I mentioned that I liked to sail and I liked to fly, but all of that's really to travel and see different natural phenomenon like this. And every time it is magical. And sometimes I get the same feeling that you're talking about.
Of course, the smell of fish guts is less than ideal.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
Did you know it's a tradition here? At the butcheries, where they gut the fish, they dump them into the caves under the town.
That's gross. And I assume that cures it in some gross way so they can eat it in the bad months.
Some of them, yes, but some of them just leave it to despoil.
That's weird. Why would they do that?
They say it's a sacrifice.
Okay. I can understand an offering. So, but these caves underneath, they never get too full magically or non-magically.
I've never heard of them overflowing.
So then there must be some truth to the sacrifice concept.
Paul will just glance at you and smile. The smile of someone who perhaps knows more than they're letting on.
Yeah. Well, let me ask one last question, I guess. Well, I guess I have a few more questions. One, the ships around here the lighthouse system must be very complex. How do they manage it?
They are managed by one of the powerful families in town. They're, I believe, engaged with by machinations of magic, but it is not my experience. It is not my field of experience.
Out of curiosity, so before I go, what ship is it which ship are you waiting for?
He'll take a moment and clearly thinking a brief moment to decide whether or not to tell you. I'm waiting for a ship born on thunder and wings.
Interesting.
You can, like, he just kind of fades to silence and is quite comfortable just letting you walk away after a while. If you don't
Yeah.
wish to say anything more.
Gotta just leave on happy terms, whatever you'd call this.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, that wasn't ominous at all.
I think it's good. But I'm more convinced than ever that we need to find the source of this phenomenon.
Nice. And before you explore more, I think that's actually where we have to wrap up for today.
Seems good. Almost 4 hours.
Yep.
We can skip to
Yes.
the part where Flink was super successful and gets all the information we wanted.
Oh, yeah,
course,
yeah.
of
You
course.
wanna roll dice for that? You wanna?
Oh yeah, we haven't rolled dice at all.
You barely rolled dice. It's terrifying.
Remember that one time that Flink rolled dice this session? Good times. 70 damage, chat.
What information was Flink
Right.
after?
I don't know yet, but the fact that we have a break between things is going to give me a good chance to collate all that information, especially based on the information you have gained, which, admittedly, not a huge amount, but I feel like there's a lot of questions that can be asked at this juncture, right?
I think Flink was trying to get intel about like the military and whatever's actually going on, right?
All right.
Yeah, I thought
Mhm.
they might know something, right? They're military, so
Yeah,
might get lucky.
if the military is trying to procure a resource, there being a procure a resource, like let's I wouldn't be shocked if a cargo ship docked here was relevant, moving equipment or supplies to
Yeah.
wherever they're trying to contain this spirit. So I think it's a good idea.
But okay, experience. You guys definitely, right, so you get 5+1 at the minimum. You only spent like 1 or 2 Fabula points, 2, I think, total.
2, I believe, yeah.
But also, a lot of that was just roleplay heavy anyway. A lot of it was decision making. So I'm going to give you 7 experience total
All right.
What that means.
on the basis that I feel that you guys have been in character, and also considering that we were like 4 months off, you guys really snap back into it without too much problem. And I really appreciate that from my players.
Oh,
Hey, thank you. That was really fun.
yes.
It was great.
Glad to be back.
That was lovely.
Yes.
I really, really like what you did with the fog in this town, having it slowly like pass in front.
I
That
had
little
to.
thin purple layer, it's so good.
It's giving me such Lovecraft vibes.
So there's actually, I think 3 layers of fog there, specifically to make it, and they're all slightly offset, specifically to make it
Volumetric.
look that way.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are rating out I Love You, bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.